learning activities and encourage teachers to engage with their students. Our final areas of focus for students
All right, hi everybody. We are going to provide you a quick weather update here as we go through the late afternoon hours on Thursday. This is our web stream outlook from the Digital Center here at News Channel 9, and then we'll be on live, of course, on News Channel 9 and newschannel9.com starting at 5 o'clock this afternoon. So let me get your comments on here real quickly so I can see what you guys are saying. And we'll get started here real quickly because I want to give you an update on what's happening. Storms are a little bit more delayed. We're seeing a few storms locally. So we're going to go from now to about 11 o'clock tonight with the scattered storms rolling by. But the key word here is scattered. Okay, it's not going to be just one big wide spread area showers and storms. They're kind of scattered around, but the overall timing will be from 5 to 11 o'clock, and that kind of covers also the time frame that most of us are under severe thunderstorm watch. All of us under that level 2 risk of severe storms. Again, that's a more isolated to scattered type of storm. Not every storm is going to be severe, but a few of those may provide damage and wind gust and even some large hail. Pretty high percentage of that also. Tornado risk is very low, not zero, but it is very low. Our main concern more is for damage and wind and for that of some hail. The Severe Thunderstorm Watch now covers all of our viewing area. Over the past hour, they've added more counties. So all of our viewing area under that. Northwest Georgia was just added. That goes out till midnight, okay, midnight Eastern time. For Southeast Tennessee, it goes out till 11 p.m. Eastern time. Same thing for Cherokee and Clay County. And for areas to the east, or excuse me, to the west, I believe along the plateau, that ends a little bit sooner, around 9 o'clock Eastern. So progressively 9 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight. But all areas locally under that watch for the exact same reason, for the threat of damage, wind gust, and some hail with a few storms. Well, here's where we stand right now. And this goes and shows you the outline of the watch and where some storms are. We do have some scattered storms around the Murphy area, not severe. These have been a little strong. I've had a few advisories with it, but still just below severe levels. But it's sort of the leading edge or the prelude of what's coming up farther off to the north and to the west. So let's look at the radar loop real quickly and take a quick tour around. Again, these are not severe around Murphy. You got some brief downpours, but not too severe there in Cherokee County. Let's go to the north a bit. A little loud here from Pikeville up to around Spring City. Quite a bit of rain with that, a lot of lightning with it. That's all moving off to the north and east of Spring City, Pikeville, up and down 127. Pretty rough right now as that storm system moves on through. Now, farther back to the west, you can see what we're watching. It's going to be this area of storms right here that we're going to watch for the next several hours. So that's what we've got from now to about 11 o'clock with this moving on by. It's not going to be 6 straight hours of storms. No, it's just going to be mainly on a scattered basis. But you can see, again, several severe thunderstorm warnings around Columbia, several around Metro Nashville, and then farther back to the west, kind of northwest of Pulaski there, a little bit more near Tupelo. So all of these are heading toward the east-northeast. Okay, so that's the general direction that they're moving. And it's all part of an area of low pressure, an upper level system. You can see it spinning right about here. Okay, and it's moving to the east. It's feeding off that heating that we got today. So no surprise that some of these storms are firing up. And they are going to be hail producers. And I do want to point one thing out. I had some people ask me when we had some of the hail last week with the storm, saying, hey, what's up with this? It's not wintertime. Why are we getting ice and hail falling? Well, hail is not a winter-type precipitation. Hail can happen any time of the year. In fact, it's more common in the warm season, spring and summer, when you get the strong thermal updrafts pushing up into the storm. And that helps push that warm, moist air way up into higher altitudes where the colder air exists. And hailstones will form. They'll fall back. If they're light enough and the updraft is strong enough, it'll push you back out for another trip up into the clouds. Each successive trip makes that layer of ice a little bit larger. And so when you have a strong updraft, and in this case, the cold air at a lower altitude, okay, you can therefore get this large type of hailstone, whether it be the size of a quarter or if it's 2 inches in diameter, but the size of a ping pong ball. All right, so, and that can cause some damage. So that's the reason why we're seeing that in this case today and tonight with some of the storms moving on by. So there's the overall risk. All of us locally under that level 2 scattered chance. So level 2 on a scale of 1 to 5. Breaking it down a little bit more, all areas locally are fairly equal with that level 2 chance. Damage and wind risk and hail are the highest percentage chance, 15% chance overall. And it has through tonight, but that's mainly through about midnight. And I'll show you the future track, after midnight, a lot of this moves out pretty quickly. So it's primarily an evening situation than it is something that'll be overnight. Here's the hail risk. This looks a little bit different, all right? But it's 15% overall risk. But then, see these dashed lines? Within that, there's a 10% chance added to this, okay, that some hailstones could be the size of ping pong balls within 25 miles of a point. So it's not everywhere, but there's at least a high likelihood in this area. If you drew spaces between 25 miles, that's several spaces along this map that could potentially have hail that large with a few storms. So again, it's hail and damaging wind gusts being the highest risk factor out of this. Tornado threats never really zero in these cases because you can't rule out a quick spin up, but there is a low 2% chance. It's the overall lowest threat chance, but we'll keep an eye on that as we always do. But again, that's on the low end of the scale. Here's the short-term model, which shows around 6:45, got a cluster of storms west of the city that we're already seeing now. So it estimates near the plateau around 6 to 7 o'clock Eastern time. This may be going a little slower, but it does show between 8 and 9 o'clock, covering a larger part of the viewing area. So progressively from 6 to 9 o'clock, moving west to east. And you can see once we get towards, say, 11 o'clock, midnight, moves out pretty quickly. A lot of the energy moves away. And really the loss of daytime heating will help the hail scenario as well. So the farther away you are from the daytime heating, the lesser the chance of that hail could be large. But either way, around a midnight or so, most of the storms are out of here and just some light showers left over on Friday, and Friday not as active as today. There's the future track. This is our in-house model. It projects again around 7 o'clock. I think it's a little behind here. Yeah, I think it's a little behind. I think these storms are already, by 7 to be more right near the plateau where that high-res model was showing. And then we get into 9, 10 o'clock again. A little bit better covers north and south, if you notice that. And then still around 11:30 midnight, a lot of this pushing away. So again, around midnight, most of it starts to indeed move out. So that's the way things are looking right now. Let's go back to the current scenario and just show you again. This is not going to be a long update. Just want to give you a brief afternoon update on what's happening out there as we set the stage for this evening. And of course, I'll be doing our newscast coming up in about 15 minutes on News Channel 9. And you can also watch on your mobile device, newschannel9.com. Here we go. We do have a new warning out, just issued as we were doing this live stream. So that same storm we're looking at over Bledsoe and Ray County. Let me read you the text of that. That is a severe thunderstorm warning out until 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern, issued just about 2 minutes ago. This is for northeastern Ray, northeastern Meigs, northwestern Bledsoe, and also Roane County. So let me point this out. It does cover that far northwestern corner near 10 Mile of Meigs County. So it kind of covers a large stretch here. But that storm could have damaging wind gusts upwards of around 60 miles an hour and ping pong size hail, 2 inches in diameter. That's some large hail. So we'll keep an eye on that. I'll look at the hail tracker coming up. That's moving east at about 25 miles an hour. It's a very elongated storm, but there's this movement over the past hour or so. It's kind of a slow mover, all things considered. A lot of rain with it, a lot of lightning with it. But let's take a look at the hail tracker. So we're going to remove all these other layers and look at the current hail tracker. It'll take just a second for it to pop up. It's not indicating a lot of hail yet. There's a little bit right there. So right there north of Pikeville has a core. That deep blue near 9 Mile, that usually means about 1 inch in diameter. So right there along 127, yeah, about a quarter size hail could be happening. So if that storm is still developing, that hail core could grow larger. So let's keep an eye on that in the Melvin area near Milo. A little bit of hail also along the Bledsoe and Ray County line right here, but it seems to be a little bit larger there north of Pikeville near 9 Mile. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. We'll put a tracker on it here in a second also. But there's the extent of the severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is issued just a few moments ago for Bledsoe, Ray, and the far northwestern corner of Meigs County. That is out till 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 in the central time zone. That storm is moving east at 20 miles an hour. Let's do a quick track on that for you. And there we go. Some odd shaped storm there just a little bit. So there's moving over the next hour. It'll move probably about as far east as Monroe County over the next hour. But here you go, Spring City around 4:46. That's right now. 10 Mile around 5:12. So it's after 5 o'clock. Cook Mill around 5:25. That's getting outside the Polygon area, but yeah, that's where it's going to be moving. So it'll be staying north of Dayton, north of Decatur. Though in Dayton, keep an eye on the storm that's just west of you right there. That's also moving to the east, more northeast. So this storm activity here will probably stay north and east of Dayton, north of Decatur, but be aware of Spring City, 10 Mile, you were under that severe thunderstorm warning out till 5:30. And if we zoom out just a bit, that's the only activity locally at the moment, non-severe showers and storms near Cherokee County. And here's the area storms that we're watching moving across Middle Tennessee. Several warnings across the Nashville metro area. Same factors, large hail, damaging wind gusts, and some over southern Middle Tennessee, south of Columbia. But again, general movement east-northeast. Again, it looks like the higher odds based on some of the short-range models. You can have a higher odd north of the city than south, but all areas locally do have that threat level. So again, all areas locally under the severe thunderstorm watch. Northwest Georgia, this is out to midnight. Southeast Tennessee and western North Carolina out to 11 Eastern, and along the plateau till 9 Eastern. And there's our threat level there. Between now and 11 o'clock, we're going to see these scattered storms make their way on through. And they're ending rather quickly beyond 11 o'clock at midnight. Overall level 2 risk out of 5. Damaging winds, large hail, the main factors. Tornado risk, not 0, but it is a very low chance. Okay. All right, folks, that's an update for now. I got to get to the studio, get ready for our News Channel 9 broadcast coming up in just over 10 minutes on News Channel 9 and newschannel9.com. Thanks for watching. We'll have more streaming live tracking when needed after our newscast after 6:30. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great night.